Yo.
Yo.
Yep.
Hello to my millions and billions of fans. This is another episode of LowRoad. This is episode 22.
Yeah.
And who the fuck do I have with me today?
Anthony Jones.
Anthony Jones. Said it so smooth. The infamous Anthony Jones. So it was interesting to preface and to add some context to what we got going on. Right. I seen this gentleman a long time ago in a Banky Travolta / Banky IZ / Josh White video on the stoop getting his hair braided, right? And I did a little event the other day, and he walked in, and I'm like, I fucking know this dude.
Yeah,
I fucking know this dude.
Yeah.
And I walked up and I talked to my friend here, and I asked him if he wanted to do the interview, and 2 days later, we're fucking here, man.
We here. Manifest destiny, you know?
Yeah, man. So let's start off. Like, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Is your day all right?
I'm a little bit sick. I just had a cold for like 4 or 5 days.
Oh, fuck.
But
was it like a real cold, or was it the
it
party
was
flu?
Dude, it was like one of those colds where you fucking like wake up in the middle of the night and you low key sweating. You feel cold, but you're hot at the same time type shit.
What's going on right now? What's going on?
Yeah.
You take some Theraflu, bro?
No, man. I was just smoking weed, taking CBD, and drinking tea. That's really been my
that's that natural shit.
Yeah, that's been my remedy. Shit, I've been getting over it. And
eating. Fuck all
that.
You
gotta eat. I tell people, if you get colds, you just gotta eat a lot too, because that helps your body, eat healthy foods. It'll help you fight those viruses.
Yeah, you don't want to be. A lot of people get sick and they just fucking stay in the bed,
right?
Thinking that's gonna make them feel better.
It's like, no, nigga, just eat some good healthy food.
Yeah,
good meal.
And that syrup shit don't even really work on me like that. Like, I'll drink half the bottle, and at that point I'm fucking robo tripping, and I'm like, I don't even. I mean, I kind of feel better, but not how I should feel. So let's go all the way back at the beginning of these interviews. I like my listeners and viewers to really know who I'm speaking with, and can you please tell me where you're from? Because not everybody listens to me is from Cleveland, you know?
Word. Okay, so I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And
put that mic up a little closer.
Okay, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I grew up in a neighborhood called I grew up on Kinsman until I was 7 years old, right off of Barlett, off of 144th and Kinsman. And then I moved to Cedar 70th when I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. And that's been the place I claimed for a long time.
East side shit.
Yeah, just real East side shit.
I always thought you were from Heights, because I only saw you in Heights back. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I only saw you up there.
Yeah, I'm really not I'm not a suburban kid.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like growing up on Kisman and Cedar? Because that's the hood over there, man.
It was low key weird and dangerous.
Yeah.
In a way, when I was on Kinsman, I saw my first murder, I guess. Somebody got murdered right in front of the house that I was staying in when I was
You saw them get murdered, or you just saw the body?
I saw them get shot. They got shot right in front of my house, and they got killed.
That's wild, B.
Yeah, and
how old were you?
Probably around that time, I was 5 or 6. Probably a year before I moved to Cedar.
What the fuck does a 5 or 6 year old do when they see that shit? What are you thinking,
dude? When I saw it, it was actually I was at the screen door. And then while it was about to happen, my babysitter, she had grabbed me and pulled me from the door, and we landed back on the couch. She kind of pulled me back and didn't want me to see it, but I definitely saw it because I was intrigued. Right, it was already too late. I was already in tune with it. I was like, oh shit, these niggas having an argument. They had been having an argument for probably like 30 minutes or so.
And they just pulled out.
Yeah, man just pulled out the shotgun and just said, "All right."
Oh my God, a shotgun?
Yeah, that was fucked.
Fuck. Okay, well, that's wild. I can't say that I'm surprised. I have some friends that grew up over there too, and they tell me they just moved different, you know.
Word.
Well, what else? What was school like? What kind of kid were you? Were you always like this artsy, or were you like, you know, some people were jocks and stuff growing up, and then I don't know, they hear a song and like it changes them. Like, what kind of kid were you, man? Were you bad little kid?
Yeah, I was bad as fuck. I was always like artsy, but I wouldn't say that I was ever like a jock or anything. Mm-hmm. I probably played sports like once. I probably played it like once or twice like during my childhood years, but then I like wound up like saying I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah. What sports did you play?
I played basketball and football.
Hell yeah.
So that was lit. But basketball was always my thing when I first started coming up. Like basketball was like my dream to be like a basketball star, because my father was like one of the dopest basketball players at Shaker Heights High School.
Shout out Shaker, man.
Hell yeah. My dad was like, he literally has like a plaque in the high school, like in a Hall of Fame, whatever area. Yeah. So he was definitely one of the crazy motherfuckers, but he was also an artist too. So it was kind of like when I was growing up, it was like a tear between like the basketball shit and the art shit. So then once I started getting into the art shit more, it was like, all right, this is really what I'm about, and like start drawing comics and graffiti style characters and shit.
So you think it started with the drawings? Like that was like your first venture?
Yeah. My dad, he made it a thing where when I was younger, me and him would it'd be certain points of the day, like towards the evening when he got off work, he would come home and he'd be like, yeah, we're about to, you know what I'm saying, draw and shit. So me and him would sit side by side, and then he would teach me how to draw certain shit or teach me different concepts. Sometimes me and him would play chess. Like he would bring out his chessboard and he would teach me how to, you know, play chess, which is crazy as fuck because you know what I'm saying, that motherfucker.
That's getting you like steps ahead.
Yeah. He was definitely teaching me what the fuck was up at a young age. So I really appreciate him for that. Shout out my dad.
Yeah, shout out to Pops, man. What about your mother? Was she in any kind of artsy stuff, or was she just doing her mom thing?
My mom, she was a makeup artist and a musician. So she was in a band when I was younger, and it was called the Prayer Warriors. But also at the same time, while she was in that band,
the Prayer Warriors?
Yeah, Prayer Warriors. So while she was in that band, she also was a makeup artist. Like she was doing shit for the cotillion and shit. Like,
what's the cotillion?
I guess the cotillion is some type of college gathering where there's a number of college girls from a sorority and college guys from a fraternity or whatever, and they have like a ball or some shit, and my mom would be the woman that did all the girls in the sorority, like did all their makeup and shit. Yeah. So me being young, like she used to bring me to a lot of those events a lot of the time, and I would like see her. I'm like, damn, like she really does this like artistically. So
you like got some of that in your genes a little bit already.
Right. I already had it. I already had all this shit. Like it's all in the blueprint of my genetic code. It's already there. But yeah, she was the one that really bought the music shit though, because like she was in the band, like I said, and she used to bring me to every rehearsal. Like every rehearsal, I would always have to like go to.
Soak that shit in.
Yeah, just be like, damn. They're a choir, they're singing like different elements of sound and shit.
That's what the Prayer Warriors sounds like to me.
Yeah, it does.
a very serious group of gospel singers and stuff like that. Well, that's interesting. I wanted to ask you, aesthetically, are you mixed?
Yeah, I'm mixed.
What's your
I'm mixed.
What are you mixed with, man?
So, well, basically, I guess like my ancestors like come from Southern Africa.
Okay.
But I guess sometime in the migration period when the slave trade or whatever the fuck happened.
Transatlantic slave trade. I think that's what it is.
When the Europe shit happened, like I'm definitely mixed though. Like I definitely have white in me. Mm-hmm. That's obvious because probably a few white people either raped or had some type of that. Yeah, either had some type of relations with like my ancestors and then created mixed individuals, and that's really probably where I come from. But I definitely also have Native in me as well.
Yeah, you have a different look to you, but you definitely stand out, man.
Yeah.
So I was very interested. I'm like, what is this guy? Yeah. What kind of mix, because I'm mixed too. So I was like, what kind of mix is this nigga, man?
Yeah, it's definitely I'm a mutt. It's definitely like white, black,
whatever is in there. That's a product of pain, man. Product of pain and torture, bro. A lot of us are kind of babies from that, man. Okay, so let's skip. Let's skip to high school, right?
Where
you saw some crazy shit when you were a little kid. It's kind of rough neighborhood. Where did you go to high school at?
So I went to high school at East Tech, and then I went to high school at John Marshall.
Oh yeah. Hell
yeah. So
and then at you said you moved at what age?
I moved when?
Then you moved to New York, right?
Yeah,
so LA or New York?
So it was fried, low key, because like I went to high school at John Marshall in East Tech. When I went to East Tech, I guess like that summer, like I guess 9th grade, that summer I had gotten into a car accident that I almost died in.
Damn.
And the car flipped down a hill like 3 times. I was with one of my homies, and we like had just came from New York, but I was still in high school. And then like kind of after that car accident, after that near-death experience, I kind of was like iffy on school, but then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back. So then I got to transfer to John Marshall. And then I finished my 10th grade year, and then I started my 11th grade year, and then probably on like the 4th day, I just like like left the school. I was like, fuck this. And then that's when I like moved to New York. I just like left like by myself.
So I mean, I know it couldn't, well, I can't say I know, but I assume it's not just, you know, the car crash or what was going on. Like what really motivated you to leave at such a young age? Like, what was the what's it called? The straw that put the camel's back where you're like, you know what, I gotta go.
I mean, dude, it was just like, I mean, well, like I don't even know. Like I was just like, fuck it. Like I just feel like I'm doing something completely out of the ordinary, and I was just like, well, I believe I should be out of here, because like why would I follow the norm? And I already activated my mind at such a young age, so why should I still be going along with like the high school shit? Because I was looking at like every time I went to high school, like or like walked through the doors, I would always be observing my surroundings. I'm like, dude, this is not where I'm supposed to be at. Like at this age, like I was just thinking some whole other shit, and it's just like, yo. So then when I went to New York and shit, like that's when shit really started happening, like for the better, I guess.
Where were you when you first went to New York? Where were you staying at? And did you go by yourself, or did you get like some group of niggas? You're like, we're out.
Yeah, at that time, like I knew homies out there, but at that time I was young, so I went by the name of Drug Jones. Like
Drug Jones?
Yeah, Drug Jones. A lot of people who will watch this interview gonna probably know what that fucking means. But yeah, it was Drug Jones, and I was staying in Harlem. And I was just like linking with a bunch of my homies, but I didn't stay in New York for too long because Harlem low-key got like slightly too expensive and too hectic,
too gentrified.
Yeah. It was back in the time when Harlem was just now becoming like extremely gentrified. So like shit was like changing. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Shit started getting more spread out. So then I went to Chicago, and I went to Chicago with like banking and shit, you know what I'm saying? he was showing me a lot of shit because he was going out there a lot while I was in New York. He was going back and forth to Chicago, fucking with like Elevator Studios and shit, and like all the cats over there, and like all our real homies that like really like put us on to a lot of the like videography and shit.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's why Chicago was like my next like outlet. I was like, oh yeah, well fuck it then. Like New York ain't working, like I'll go to Chicago. I already got a family there. But like my family in Chicago is like way bigger than the family I had in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was already set. So
yeah, my brothers live in Chicago. I got this little White Sox tattoo. It's my family on my black side. They live in Chicago.
Word.
Yeah, them niggas are crazy though, boy. Them niggas get down, man. But yeah, I love Chicago. I mean, I love everywhere. But so you think in Chicago that's where you really artistically like took off a little more as far as personal.
Yeah, in a way.
Since he was showing you stuff and.
Yeah, like I mean, it was a point where like. Not like the group that I came there with wasn't really like, they showed me a few things, but once I started exploring the city on my own and just like I was like, okay, like Chicago kind of reminds me of Cleveland, but it's just like way faster and way more you know, it was way more my speed. So I was like, all right, cool, like I really fuck with this. Like I was staying over in Wicker Park and shit, you know, like fucking around. But like again, I didn't stay there for long either, because then I wound up going to LA.
So wait, so how long was it? Wait, New York, it was how many years, if it was even that long?
No, it wasn't even years. I stayed in New York for probably like 5 months, and then
boom, Chicago.
Then I went back to Cleveland, got some shit together. Then I went to Chicago, and I probably stayed there for like a few months. I can't even say a number, but it was definitely like a few months. But then when I went to LA, then that's when like I stayed there for like 2 years.
You know, I never been to LA.
Word.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. I stayed in LA for 2 years, cause when I was a kid, I always used to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be living in LA and blah blah blah. So that's probably why I wound up like living there for so long. Yeah. But yeah, I stayed there.
Would you wanna live there, or is that not somewhere you'd wanna like actually lay your head permanently?
I wouldn't want to stay in Los Angeles, but there's certain places like Malibu or San Diego or San Francisco. There's certain places on the coast that I would definitely vibe with. Yeah. But like,
why not LA? Is it too wild? Too much TMZ shit going on?
Yeah, it's kind of like that type of vibe. Like I don't want to really like be around that. But like on the come up, like as me right now, like if I had to do that, then I guess I would. But as long as I'm comfortable, because I already know how to like maneuver through that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? If it does like try to bother me, like I will already know like how to handle any forces of nature of these Americans that could, you know what I'm saying, bring my way. But like it's whatever, like.
But yeah, you'd rather not be in the situation.
Yeah, I'd rather not. But shit, if I gotta hop in the fire, I'm gonna make sure I dance in that motherfucker.
So those 2 years there, what did you learn? What was like? What did you take from that, other than that the weather is beautiful and the bitches are all bad?
I mean, those 2 years there, I just basically learned how to survive. Like I don't care about like the facade of like the bitches or the clothes or in the partying or none of that shit. Like what I really learned was like truly how to survive. Like obviously I come from the hood or whatever in Cleveland, but like when you go to a different place like that where it's like a way bigger city than Cleveland and you're really homeless and you don't really have shit and you have to be there for like 2 years, then that really like opens up a whole nother door in your mind that makes you think like, all right, you need to humble yourself a bit more and just like you know, see life for kind of what it is.
Well, what's the scene like out there? I mean, I don't.
Dude, the scene is popping, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The scene is always popping. Like when we be in Cleveland, we be like, oh yeah, damn, what's happening this weekend? Like LA is the type of place. Well, like I mean, it's kind of been happening recently in Cleveland. So we got like West Six and like SO been doing the shit at the Barley House every Friday or Saturday.
Yeah,
that's like the only thing you can go to for Cleveland that you want to hear like alternative dope shit. But like in LA, there's like specific people that run parties that literally there's so many people that want to come to their parties that they have to send out a RSVP on their Instagram. So when you send them when you send them your email, then they get back to you with the address before the polls close.
Oh.
So then, obviously, when the polls close, you're going to tell your friends where the address is, and then there's obviously going to be way more people there. So that's how they kind of like, it's a really good like strategy. I really fucked with it, but it was always like something to do.
Like a show.
Yeah, in a way. But it's like, no, we're just about to be in this dope ass like random warehouses. It would always be like a different like function. And I really fuck with Ham on everything. Like, shout out to them because, like, I performed at one of their shows at South by Southwest in Texas.
Hell yeah.
And shout out to Adam and all them. Like, that was really dope that they allowed me to, like, do that with my homies.
Yes. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I didn't remember South by Southwest either, bro.
Yeah, South by Southwest, bro. That was like a dream come true because it was funny. When I was homeless in L.A., they didn't even know who I was. And then, like, randomly at South by, like, I just was, like, performing at one of their shows. So it was just, like, fry.
That's crazy,
to, like, see the motherfucker.
So you said out there for 2 years. Soaked up that knowledge, and then came back, yes?
Yeah, came back.
And came back. And then when you came back, boom, you hit the ground running. What did you do? Did you, like, take some time off to regroup? Did you start? I know there's stuff with like Low Number. I know there's stuff with Elevator. What did you start on first? Because I know it's a lot, right? I thought you were. I think a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of jobs in the industry. I think people think you have to be like a producer or a rapper or a manager, but there's so many things in between. I thought you were just kind of someone who just like. You were just there all the time. You were helping set up something, but I couldn't figure it out. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know, and we'll get into your music too. I didn't even know you made music. I thought you were just setting shit up, you know? So did you...
That's how I like to keep it.
Right, yeah. I feel like that's real like Cleveland, like real Midwest. Like, we're like chilling, you know? Maybe.
I mean, because like I'm overall an artist. Like I don't... It's bigger than just like music or just like, oh, you just know me for like the nigga that's like making music.
Yeah.
I'm an artist and I'm also a humanitarian in certain ways, like the way that I like
explain to the people what kind of humanitarian you are.
Well, I mean, like I'm a humanitarian in senses where like I just care about like just the overall evolution of the mind. And just overall applying my knowledge to certain situations with big groups of people so they can learn off of some of my experience instead of me being selfish about it and not only being like, oh, when you meet me, it's like only about music. It's like, no, nigga, like I know numerous other things. We can talk about a vast array of shit. It's not only like, oh yeah, this nigga makes music and he has music videos. It's like, yo, dude, I go to protests and shit with my girlfriend, and we are actually active in the community and fighting for women's rights and like going against like all this political dumb shit, which I don't even post on my social media because like I don't care to be like, oh, that guy.
Right, get in that argument.
Yeah, it's like, no, dude, like I just do this out of benevolence in my heart. Like I do a lot of different things, you know what I mean? Like but obviously my music is like my biggest dream ever. Like I would love to be like infinitely recognized so I can bring all this other shit into the forefront, but I'll never make that like the subject of like conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Okay, so so it took me this long to realize you did music. So what was the first thing who were you working with first, and what kind of music were you putting out when you came back? Was it stuff like, because what I hear now is it's kind of like trippy, alternative, like cloudy. You can't really, and you're the kind of guy, you're the kind of guy who doesn't like to be put in a box anyway.
Yeah,
so I can't, and I don't try to put anybody in a box. I just try to describe what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
And it's that kind of stuff. Were you always doing that, or were you doing something a little different when you were first coming back to Cleveland, or even in LA or New York when you were doing music stuff? What's the evolution, like where did it start?
Yeah, so basically, like when it started, like a lot of my fans know that it started with like this project that I made called 36 Stitches.
36 Stitches.
36 Stitches is on Audio Mac, and then there was a project called Winthrop, which is on Audio Mac. And Winthrop, which is my middle name, I was kind of trolling myself because I just thought my middle name was always funny, and I was just like, well,
it is kind of funny.
Right, it's just like, why the fuck would my parents name you Winthrop? Like, that's just like the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, I thought that was some kind of like sage.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you name me that shit? So I named it Winthrop, and then I guess like that was like all hip hop shit, like just straight bars. Like if people like ever think that I don't have bars, they can always go back to those projects and see what's up. One of the first people I ever collabed with on a track was like Ben West. He's like one of my solid homies from back in the day.
Shout out Ben West, man.
Yeah,
that's a cool dude.
Free my nigga Ben West. He was like one of the first people that like got on one of my first songs when I actually start recording professionally. He heard one of my songs and was like, shit, like let me get on this urban verse. And I was like, all right, shit. And it was called My World, and it's on 36 Stitches. It's on Audio Max. So
yeah.
Yeah. And once again, if Banky never put me into that situation, I probably would never even have got that song with Ben West. Honestly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it put me in a few different situations. So you know what I mean.
It's funny how that works out.
Yeah, it's crazy as fuck.
It's literally just like people think you have to do all this stuff, but it's just relationships. I mean, in my opinion, it just seems like you just gotta kind of be cool with cool people, and it just kind of works out, man.
You gotta be just cool with yourself, man. Like, it really ain't no extra shit to go along with this. Like, just be like sure of yourself and whatever you talking about. Like, before the drugs though, like, cause like drugs and shit always gonna make you feel sure of yourself. But like, if you feel that way, like when you sober and you like meditating in the morning or some shit, and like only your story and it can't nobody take that shit from you, nigga, this shit can't stop you, bro. Like, white, black, Asian, whatever the fuck you are, this shit ain't gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Bro, what happened? I didn't know Ben West was in jail, man.
I don't know what fucking happened.
What the fuck happened, bro? I just seen my little dude, fucking 16 Jerry. He hit me up. He was rolling around with Ben West for a minute, and I was gonna interview him. And that's fucking crazy, bro. So you don't know what happened? Should we just not speak on it anyway, even if you do?
What?
I said you don't know what happened to him.
No, I really don't. And even if I did, I wouldn't want to speak on legal allegations.
That's fair.
Or shit,
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, ever since I known him, he been like in and out of like shit, you know. But like, we all got our little things, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
You been in jail?
Hell yeah. It's funny.
How long you been in jail for?
Dude, I've been in jail. For all those people listening out there, I've been in jail one time in Los Angeles.
Oh, fuck. Did they make you click up?
No, nigga. Dude, I'm going to tell you this shit. When I got locked up.
Gosh, this is what I need. I need some of this shit.
Yeah. When I got locked up, it was like weird as fuck because, so basically, I had got a ticket for doing a dine and dash on some homeless shit. They gave me a ticket, and I never went to my court date. So while I was still living in LA, I caught
that warrant, baby.
Dude, I caught a bus. I was gonna meet with my friends. Like, this was months later after I got the ticket. Like, months later. So I I was about to catch the train, not the bus, my bad. I was going to catch the train. And then I went down to the train and the police were there. I was like, fuck. Like, I automatically knew because they had cornered me kind of.
Yeah, because you know what's coming.
Right. They were like, yo,
like uh-oh.
Where's your bus pass? Or blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck. And then they searched my name and then they saw I had a warrant out for my arrest. These motherfuckers. And I was tripping on acid too. So this was way more fucked.
No.
Yeah. This was fucked. I was tripping.
Ruin your trip, man.
Bro, I was tripping so hard. They fucking, they took all my belongings out of my pockets, like all my crystals and shit, and threw them bitches on the ground. Like, I had quartz crystals and, like, all
disrespectful.
Yeah, all types of pyramids and shit in my pocket.
That's your belong. They're supposed to put that shit in the bag, man.
Yeah, they didn't put it in the bag. The motherfuckers threw that shit on the floor like I was nothing. So I basically went to jail, and I had to do community service while I was in jail to pay off my debt. So I stayed in there for like a week in the county jail. Like Suge Knight was in the same jail that I was in type shit. It was weird. It was weird.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, the nigga Suge Knight was in the same jail as me.
I heard them LA jails are wild, bro. Even I've only been in, when I get arrested, I've only been in like a week at the most. You know what I mean? So I hardly have to eat, and I don't have to like get used to it really.
Yeah.
But it's still wild in there. I'm like, what the fuck? Everyone's got a mixtape out. Everyone's this crazy person on the street. I'm like, I don't know, man. But I heard the LA, yeah, like I don't know. Are you really? You can be whoever you want to be in jail, but I heard them LA jails are crazy. Like, I heard they make you like sit in different parts or whatever. But maybe that wasn't the situation with you. I heard it was really segregated.
Shit. The part that I stayed in, it was weird at first because I had to stay in like probably 4 different holding cells before I got to an actual cell.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what the fuck are y'all doing? So then when I got to the actual cell, it was around the time where it was recess time. And this I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. I was high on acid and I was nervous for real. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, this shit real. Like, if you were around a bunch of gangsters and you were fucking like nigga like me, and it's just like what the, like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, you a pretty boy. So
right, like
you're a pretty boy and acid and shit.
Yeah, I don't care about all that gangster shit. Like, so basically, I got to like the recess part or whatever, where they like let you outside and
rec or whatever.
Yeah, you could play basketball and shit. So like this group of black people came with me, and it was like, hey, you with the black people or you with the Mexicans?
Oh no!
And I was like, shit, nigga, I'm with the black people.
I'm with
right, nigga, because like shit, I mean, I'm not Mexican or nothing.
Yeah,
and I ain't about to like. At that point, I wasn't like, nigga, shit. Yeah, I'm with the black people. What's good? Them niggas left me alone immediately, and I had no problems in the fucking jail since then.
Yep.
It was a whole other level after that.
That's wild, man.
But then it was funny because
when did you come down off your? Did you pop your shit and then get arrested like an hour later?
Yeah, I popped my shit. So like I was in there, man. I was on acid while talking to this group of black gangsters telling me this shit. So like obviously I was like, fuck, dude. Like I don't really want to like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like whatever I said, I said. But then it was funny because like right after that conversation, we went back in. Because when I first got admitted, I was in a room with like 50 people. And we were all on cots.
Yeah.
So it was like a big ass room.
Like big
50
ass dorm
niggas.
room and shit?
Yeah. So once I was in that room, they transferred me to a different room. And in this room, I didn't have I didn't have a partner, or a bunkmate. So I was able to have cellmate.
Yeah.
So I had my own little like cell to myself, because like they knew I was in a diversion program, so I had to like do my like whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were like, well, he shouldn't be in here with all these other convicted felons. Like, get him
he's
out
gonna
of
be
here.
out of here.
Right, he's about to get out of here soon.
Yeah.
So they put me in a cell, but luckily that cell didn't have another human in it. It was just me by myself. So I was just in there, It was dope. It just made me feel like, once again, just be more humble about shit. Because I was already homeless, so to get arrested and like be at the real bottom of the bottom, it just made me just like, all this shit is a facade and illusion in some way, and I just need to maneuver kind of different.
And when you're in that kind of world, where it's like the world beneath the world, where like it's like space, like nobody can hear you. Yeah. No one's gonna hear your problems. It's like, yo, I guess it's not so bad. I guess it's not so bad out there, you know. Like I can make it if I really concentrate and not getting here anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
Damn, I'm still tripping on the fact that you're on acid while doing that shit.
Nigga, I was
freaking the fuck out. I'd have been freaking the fuck out.
I can't even say I was freaking out. I was just like,
it sounds like you were calm as fuck.
Yeah, I was calm because I've done so much acid. But like, I was only calm because it was funny because like none of these people could look me in my eyes. Like none of these motherfuckers.
You're probably looking through their soul, bro.
Yeah, I was on purpose. Like I was literally like, as soon as he arrested me, I made like an effort to like stare at this motherfucker as hard as I could. That nigga couldn't even. He didn't even look at me. He did not look at me. He was just writing all this shit down.
I'm just glad they didn't get you. I'm glad they didn't get you. About Crip, man.
Yeah, they can't get me, man. Niggas, I said that I was from Cleveland, like a lot of times when I was on the West Coast. A lot of gangsters and shit like respected me for real. Like a lot of people I was locked up with, like my one homie, like super buff, big ass nigga, like seriously, like on some super LA, like real shit. Like I was telling him my story and like where I'm from, and this nigga like super respected me and was just like giving me like extreme advice and shit, and was just like there for me type shit. But like not on no weird shit, cause he was in there cause like this chick in Hollywood or some shit, like he was dating a white like actress, but he wouldn't tell me the name. But like he was dating a white actress or something, and he admitted that it was some domestic shit, that it was his fault, and then that's why he was in there. And he was like just letting me know like how regretful he was, and just like, damn, like I shouldn't have done that. Like I let, you know what I'm saying, I'm from South Central, so I got into a situation where it's like all around all these rich people, and then as soon as I did this wrong shit with somebody that I love, like she kind of ratted me out or like completely turned sides. I was like, damn, this is like some movie shit you tell me, nigga. Well, fuck it, I'm entertained right now. This shit crazy.
A lot of people in there for DVs, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, you know.
Man, I'm glad you made it, Mr. Anthony Jones,
Thank
aka
you.
Drug Jones. Do you have any other names?
Yeah,
AKAs?
Yeah, when I first started out, my name, oh shit.
Excuse you.
When I first started out, my name was Ichabod Crane.
What?
It's just
That sounds really familiar.
No, Ichabod Crane is from The Headless Horseman. It's a movie I used to watch when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, when I first started out, it was Ichabod Crane. Like that was like my rap name. Then
that's sick.
Then I changed to like Barry Bongs.
Barry Bongs?
Like so stupid. But yeah, it was Barry Bongs, and then it was Drug Jones. And then I just was like,
I like all those.
Yeah, I was like, fuck all this.
Is that the main like guy that's fighting the Headless Horseman?
Yeah, Ichabod Crane. He like has the girl and shit, and he's fighting the Headless Horseman and all that weird shit. But that movie used to have a specific impact on my life because I was like, low-key used to be a scary-ass movie to me type shit.
Yeah, it was. I mean, how old were you? That was like...
Nigga, I was young as fuck. That shit used to scare me.
Do you think why is that kind of protagonist your type of hero?
What do you mean?
So that Like, you know, some people as kids, they look up to Superman. They look up to Spider-Man or whatever, you know what I mean? I personally, I look up to anti-heroes.
Yeah.
You know, so I like the Red Hood. I like people who still kind of kill bad guys. They're not just like putting the same dude in jail again. I kind of like badass guys that got to figure it out by fucking up a lot, you know? So why is the hero of the Headless Horseman, that's a different hero. So why does that person stand out to you? And like, how does that?
I mean, I guess like when I was younger, like my mom, she always like showed me all those classic Disney films and shit. So like I guess Ichabod Crane and Aristocats and like all this other vintage ass like Disney fucking random shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like that took me back to like way when I was a kid. So that's probably why that was one of the first names that I had. But as I got older, like shit, like one of my favorite arch fucking villains of all time is like the Grinch or like the Joker or some shit. Like those are like the people that I truly relate with. I literally got a tattoo of the Grinch on my fucking arm right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, on like my upper arm, like a big ass one though, like just his face type shit on my arm.
You're not very Grinch like though.
yeah. But like that's like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Just some childhood shit.
That's fucking sick. So, man, we got off the tracks there. Right? Wait, so were you always making this type of music, or have you done other stuff? Because we can all do that.
No. I wasn't always making the type of music I'm making now. Like I said, it was always like hip hop shit first.
Okay.
Hip hop. Like, always just like punchlines. Like that's why I said, like, if you listen to my Audio Mac, if you listen to Winthrop Volume 1, it's just 23 tracks of straight bars. And like kind of when I was that young, I wanted to I wanted to like kind of like put a nail in the coffin for people that would test my lyrical ability. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna release a whole hip hop album with 23 songs with nothing but me going in, and then after that I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. So that was kind of like the last time I cared about what people wanted from me or some shit, or like how they wanted to see, because everybody's like, oh yeah, we want the old drugs, like you said. Like on a lower scale though, a lot of people have been saying that for a long time. They're like, oh yeah, we want the old Anthony, or like, oh, we want the drug days, or like shit when you was going in on that drug shit. And I'm just like, bro, like, nigga, go listen to that shit then.
Yeah.
Right, nigga, go listen to that shit then. If you really support it, like, don't, like, that's another thing, like psychology, like I'm trying to like change a lot of that shit too with how I like come about it, because like it doesn't have to be that, like you don't have to be like worried about that, you know what I'm saying?
Did you stop with all the punchlines like Nicki Minaj did? She said people when they weren't paying attention, so she said fuck it.
No, I didn't stop with the punchlines, but at this point it wasn't for other people. It was just because like I genuinely know how to rap, and I know how to rap for an extremely long time. So I was just like, well, if I hear a beat that gets me going, then I'm a run with it, and we can get it popping, and I'll release it. But kind of with the Winthrop shit, that's when I was like, oh, I want to prove something to other people. But like I'm kind of out of that phase. Like I'm in a whole nother area mentally. I just don't like care about that shit anymore. Yeah.
Just constantly moving forward.
Yeah, just moving forward and just like moving.
You know what my favorite song of yours is?
What?
Cave Child. I like the empty skulls and plastic people, that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
Yo, that
took me funny. Somewhere. I'm like,
That's my girlfriend's brother.
What?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend's brother. Me and him are really good friends.
Oh, y'all made that song, or that's him?
Yeah, Cave Child is a band that me and him created.
Oh.
And yeah.
I thought I had the facts.
No.
So it's you, him, and who else? If you don't have to say.
It's just me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him did that.
That shit's sick.
Yeah, we recorded that in probably like 2 weeks, and then we wanted to release it First of all, those songs are old. Like everybody, like those songs, like have literally been recorded almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like really, they're old. So I just released them like a few like weeks ago. Like so it's like, but yeah, like Empty Skulls. Like a lot of those songs are really fucking hard. It's like some super free like beach vibe shit.
It's easier to get content or creative work done in a place like LA or New York or the places you've lived?
I mean, like honestly, you can get shit done anywhere you want to get it done at. And, like,
but it's got to be easier somewhere.
I mean, I guess it would be easier like in places that are tropical, only for the aspect of just like being like the feeling of freedom. But also sometimes like I make some of the craziest shit when I'm in some of the darkest realms. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
So that's why I say like shit. It don't really matter where I'm at. It just be like kind of like just the people or the crowd. So like
the atmosphere.
The atmosphere, and you know what I'm saying. So
but that's what I mean. That's why I asked this, and I'm gonna dig in more.
Yeah,
when I asked the atmosphere, so the atmosphere in somewhere like LA, because it's always popping. You know, like you said, there's always something going on. That's a whole different atmosphere than someone like here, where it's popping, but you gotta it's kind of popping. So.
But at the same time though, like even though it's popping in LA, it's like a small niche of people that are like on the same shit you're on, because like half of the time you in LA you gotta low-key be playing like the field, but like when you're in like places like Cleveland, there are really genuine people that really want to like break out of this shit because it's such a small place. So it's like they'll probably be more genuine to you than the people on the coast. But the coast always is going to move faster than places is here because it's smaller. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a balance in certain ways. And that's probably why I always gravitated back towards my hometown, because it's like at the end of the day, like this is a small place, but I believe the people here are very beautiful.
Music, I like group stuff. I don't know why. Maybe I'm an only child and I like that shit, you know? But that's my thing. But that's definitely not for everybody. Like, what do you have, like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You really want to do? Like,
I don't really have a preference, which is so dope.
That's crazy,
about how I go about it. It's like, shit. I do solo shit and I do group shit. I literally have a band called Room at the End of the Hall with a few of my homies, and we're finishing up our album that we've been working on for a year. Most people wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, know that. But like last year, Room at the End of the Hall fucking headline Now That's Classed on the west side of Detroit Ave. You know, a lot of people don't know that, but like the band shit was fucking going at a certain point. You know what I mean? And it's still gonna keep going. But it's like, shit, I do group shit, I do solo shit, I do electronic shit, I do pop shit, I do rap shit. Like, all I can say is I'm gonna just keep working for like the fan base that I've created, because like that's really all it boils down to, is like the people that genuinely fuck with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because like other than that, like it really don't matter. You know what I mean?
Really doesn't.
Yeah, it's just like shit. Y'all fuck with what I'm doing, so like you automatically gonna know, like.
Well, I definitely wish success.
Hell yeah.
But you've been doing it for a while now, so you know what the fuck's going on.
Hell yeah. And it's always like, just because you've been doing it for a while don't mean you should be like a person that's like, should be expecting something. It's like sometimes it takes a certain process longer. Mm-hmm. Like, especially if it's real and it's a certain frequency that it could potentially change a large amount of people. You know what I'm saying? Like people with this like bullshit ass like shit that they be listening to now, like it's a small amount of people, and it's like the regular American minds. Like, if you can make something that has like a certain impact over like a large scale, then I feel like it could take a little bit longer, and it just might be that much more easier when you get to that level. But that's when you have to realize, like, do I want to dive in so deep, or do I want to like stay kind of surface level and roll around and see what's popping?
Yeah,
because like you could dive in deep and then immediately like overdose.
It's true.
You know, because I felt that way sometimes. Like I was like, nigga, if I was like 18 and I would have got on with the mind state that I would have had at that time, I mean that I did have at that time, then I probably would be like dead or some shit. Like
yeah.
Yeah, like I've definitely thought about that. I'm like, nigga, if you would have gave me every single thing that I wanted in that period of time just off of my art and my music, and I probably would have like wound up. Yeah. But like
I feel like
now,
that too, bro.
Right, like now, nigga, I'm like 23. It's like, bitch, if I do that shit now, nigga, it's about to be some actual fucking changes in play. Like, fuck all that shit. Like, I'ma still do my thing, but it's not about all that fun shit. It's about like really getting deep into some shit. You know what I mean? And just ruffling some feathers. That's all I want to do. I just want to create like a
stir the
like
pot a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to create some anarchy, man. Just like a good amount of anarchy. Huh?
You start dissing niggas. Somehow diss tracks and shit.
I want to start a little bit of anarchy. Get y'all motherfuckers to talk about me.
I hope so. It would be nice. It would be nice to see you more. And I'm not a hater in any way, but I feel like with what I'm trying to do, I have a point to critique and stuff. And a lot of things are this. It's very similar. Not that they're bad, but a lot of the same stuff. And it'd be nice to see some of your stuff because your stuff's different in the mix too. And you're still. Yeah. You can't tell me exactly what you want. I'm just being nosy, but you're still, you're still working towards it. It's really good to hear shit like that.
Yeah.
It makes these interviews and these hanging out with the artists. It's really. I think I was really a foot out of it, and you guys really brought it back.
Yeah.
I can see people's attitudes around here. Actually being positive. I was very skeptical at first.
Like, to be honest, I want it all. Like I ain't gonna say like, oh, like I'm just that like extremely humble. Like, nigga, I want it all because I believe I deserve it all.
Yeah.
But I believe when I get it all, I believe that I should have the responsibility to tell it all and be honest about it all. But like I do want it all, and I'm gonna die with it all because like I really believe that shit. Like, nigga, I need all of that shit. Like, everything that's gonna come. Like, like, nigga, need
Talk crazy, bro. Talk crazy, bro.
Like, all that shit, bro. And it's gonna come. It's too easy. But like I said, like, it's a different type of process that goes with the different codes in this reality. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna keep, playing my role, because it's too many chiefs. It's not enough Indians. A lot of people don't know how to play their role. Everybody just trying to like hop to the forefront.
Everybody wants to be LeBron.
Yeah, but I'd rather be a band like MGMT as opposed to a band like Two Door Cinema Club. If you want to be honest. Like MGMT compared to Two Door Cinema Club, like come on, like I'm like the MGMT of this shit. I just wanna spread some shit, and I'm not even like the MGMT of it. I'm way more farther than them niggas, but I'm just saying, like, just comparing like what people's standards are. Like, yeah, nigga, I do want it all, but at the end of the day, like, you gotta understand certain shit, and you can't be like devilish with it.
Devilish with it? What you mean, like
you can't just
scheming and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean,
scamming.
Like that scheming, all that shit will continuously win, but it would never like get to a wholesome standpoint in your like mind. Like I feel like all this like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I guess like. Like,
Something you might have seen some crazy shit, man.
No. I have. I'm just saying. It's just like the people that like go into this shit basically with like fried intentions or like for the facade, always just wind up like in a weird predicament or like one hit wonders. I'll just put it in the category of that, like people who are one hit wonders who are, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that.
But it's so subjective though. It's like those people still have they're super fans. Like that person might be a one hit wonder to me and you. Yeah. But like someone bought that album and loved all of it. You know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I guess like, dude, I couldn't even like categorize it because it's like so much. That's why like it took me so long to respond to that, is because like obviously I've had like demonic or like low-key evil intentions with like how I go about music, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was just trying to take the high road on some holy shit and be like, oh yeah, well these.
No, the show's the low road.
Huh?
The show is the low road.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take the high road. Don't take the high road here. That's not
right.
Weird.
I was like,
I want people to talk about everything. Listen, this shit goes on SoundCloud, YouTube. That's it. I have no sponsors, man. I don't give a fuck about what.
No, I don't care about the sponsors and none of that shit.
I want you to just say how you feel, man.
No, yeah, I
want this to be a real. I believe you.
Yeah,
but that's just hot. I'm just saying that for everybody else. Like,
no, I guess like what I was trying to say, like with that is like obviously people have thought like probably the same way I have about like their wrong like decisions or like their tendencies of believing in this lifestyle and doing that shit. But then I guess there's like a certain like level of people that really do it in the business realm, like the super business realm, you know, and that's the people that I like that I meant to say. It's just like the super people, like, cause there's like super business musicians that really like cool, like who's gonna write for me next? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, like let's do it. Like we're gonna write it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's people like me, like you know what I'm saying? We actually come from the bottom and we're like doing shit, and then we've been exposed to these different situations, and sometimes have made like weird wrong decisions about shit in these portals. So it's like, but it's all good now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, I should have just said the music business people. The business. That's what I should have said.
I felt like I understood.
Yeah.
You definitely clarified it too.
Word. It's just the business.
Yeah, I mean, they always make comparisons to that kind of stuff with the business, but you know, I think people are demonizing just the music too much. I think that happens in every kind of, whenever there's money involved, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude can be spewed out, you know. It's just so much more sexy and creative when it's a musician, you know, doing it.
Yeah.
But they're putting too much, like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep.
Damn, man. So definitely not from Coventry. I was off. I thought she was like a Coventry kid, bro.
No.
What the hell? What's up?
Well, I'm one of the original Coventry kids, but
okay.
I didn't grow up over there. Like Heart and Soul. Heart and Soul was the first place on this fucking planet that I ever performed with, and it was actually with Ben West.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, Ben West had like a release party or some shit, and he invited me out, and then we performed the song that was on 36 Stitches, and so yeah, that's
fucking sick. Yeah, I remember I went to a party at Heart and Soul, and I had to like knock. I thought it was so cool because I was so young. I was like, I had to like do like a knock to get in. They let me like in the basement, and it was like all these artists from like that neighborhood and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, and I think I was cool with some of the DJs. Like I knew people, but I was not cool. I was just like the nigga from the West Side. So like, well, at least we got this West Side guy here, you know.
Yeah.
Like my fit was all off. I was like behind and shit, bro. So you're gonna shoot that video to the Cave Child? Now that I've Now that I
Hell yeah. You fucking bet.
Do you have any influencers that? Oh, I got you, bro. Do you have any influences, or is that too much of a basic question?
No, it's a perfect question. Because before I didn't know how to really answer that, but I guess like my influence now are like this dude, Aphex Twin, and this dude named Computer Data. He's like a really like big influence in my life right now.
Nice. I'm not hip to that. What's Computer Data?
Computer Data is like, he makes electronic music, and Aphex Twin, I've been fucking with him for like almost 8 years.
Damn.
Flying Lotus is
Hell
like
yeah.
one of my most major, just for the sound that I'm going for. Like obviously I have hip hop artists and all that shit, but that's like too cliche. Like probably every hip hop artist that you know like has probably inspired me in some way. So I kind of been like trying to get out of that regular notion of just be like, oh yeah, like it's like hip hop artists. I've been trying to like get influenced by other type of artists, and like, but yeah, Computer Data, Little Dragon is a really good artist. She's amazing. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I know Little Dragon. I know
DJ Houseplants.
DJ Houseplants. That's a sick name.
Yeah.
I wonder how he came up with that, man. Sitting in his house, fucking chopping, screwing.
Yeah.
Fucking R&B.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Yeah. Did you do EDM?
Yeah. I created an alter ego called Nerve System that you can look up on YouTube.
Nerve System?
Yeah, it's like some EDM, like electronic shit that I just experimented with. It's only 2 songs out right now, but I'm going to still be releasing some.
Experimental.
Yeah, just experimental.
That's what. Yeah. I'm not putting you in a box, but that's what I was looking for to try to figure out what you sound. I love experimental shit.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Hell yeah. It's really all over the place. We should play some of that shit.
We will. So tell me if we could close down here.
Yep.
Tell me what your plans are for 2020. We're gonna do that. We're gonna be corny. It's just New Year's plan, resolutions. Like, what do you have for me? You don't have to tell me everything, but just what you want.
I just want to give like just give the people just like some more dope ass content, and just give myself some more dope ass content, and just continue to have fun with it, and I just want to travel more too, and like meet more people and like connects and shit, and just and just still keep the mentality I've been keeping, which is just like I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. Just keep on like doing me. Yeah.
And then where can all these people, millions and billions of fans I have, find you?
They can find me on SoundCloud.com/Anthony W. Jones.
Yes.
And they can find me on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music.
Is that everything? Amazon Jones?
Amazon
Jones, Anthony.
Yeah, Amazon Jones. You can call me that. You can find me on all that shit. Like, just look up Anthony Jones. If you look up Anthony Jones Back from Hell, or if you look up Anthony Jones Pink Lean Nostalgia, then you can find like 2 of the albums I released on all these platforms.
And then what about like fucking Twitter and Instagram and that stuff?
On Instagram, my name is Holy Shit I'm Existing. So you can find me on Instagram.
What about Twitter?
You find me on Twitter at TH3LEIGHT. LANER. So it's the leaner, but the E is spelled with a 3.
Okay.
So you can find me on Twitter. I be posting updates often, but I don't really be on social media all like that unless I'm really updating everybody about the music and shit I'm getting out. Dude, that's crazy. That song, I have a song called Stardust that's Friday that just came up on the screen.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of like that guy that like does that.
But yeah.
Oh, but that's the fucking LowRoad episode 22. Thank you.
Yeah.